Paul Thomas, Seneca Lake Wine Trail, here with Peter Oughterson, winemaker at Hickory Hollow Wine Cellars. Peter, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If you would, just tell the viewers a little bit about Hickory Hollow in general, when you were founded, general parameters.
Okay. Hickory Hollow started roughly in 2002. That's when we broke ground for this building here, the tasting room, and that's pretty much so. We've already had 10 years plus under our belts.
Mm-hmm. And I know one of your popular wines, Liquid Wisdom.
Yeah.
What about? Tell us a little about Liquid Wisdom.
Liquid Wisdom is a real fun wine. It's kind of modeled after the old wines that were made in Finger Lakes back in the 50s and 60s. It's a blend mostly of Niagara, which we have a lot of on the home farm. And the name kind of comes from the wisdom of the vines. We've got an acre of vineyards that was planted in the 1880s. It's Niagara. It's on the county maps. And I kind of figured the vines have been around a long time. They're pretty wise, so they deserve a designation of being Liquid Wisdom.
Very good. I know it's a very popular product for you guys. Tell me too, if you would, explain rather to the viewers, you have another business that you operate where you work with a lot of winemakers and owners here throughout, helping them bottle.
Right. I provide a mobile bottling service that about 36 of the wineries in New York State utilize. And it's all enclosed in a tractor-trailer truck. So I go from place to place, drop down anchor, and bottle up their products. Some wineries, the bigger ones, I might do up to 20,000 cases for them. So that requires 2 to 3, 4 stops during the course of the year.
That's neat.
But I'm bottling roughly 1/5 of the Finger Lakes production every year to go through that line.
What's neat about that too is it's a topic that keeps coming up as we do these interviews, is how often wineries are collaborative and cooperative. You know, yeah, sure, there's a little competition, obviously, right, because we're all human. Right. But ultimately, and you're a good example of that, how many of your, in theory, competitors, you in fact are helping.
Yeah, that's an important key. In fact, I utilize some other folks, the Oughterson down the road. They do my pressing for me. I use their pressing facility. That way I don't have to tie up space and capital to equipment like that, plus their expertise in running it, you know, and that does help a lot. A lot of people do a lot of collaborative work together.
And you guys have vines, I assume, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What any special grapes that you're particularly fond of?
We have, on the home farm, we've got Niagaras, like I said. We've got Cayugas, Riesling, Chardonnay, a little Gewürztraminer, some Cabernet Franc, and a little Pinot.
Great.
And they were planted back in probably 15 years ago, most of those vineyards. 1973, I was about 10 years old. We planted the Cayugas, so I was riding a planter when I was 10.
So, doing it your whole life, you can say that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And any other thing we've not touched on you'd like to talk about?
Well, mainly I have another brand as well. So we're putting together 2 brands, the Highland Cellars series and Hickory Hollow series, and we do sell those throughout the state, and it's going really well. I mean, it's starting to finally pick up after 10 years of doing this.
Yeah, I imagine it's tough. I mean, it's a crowded marketplace these days.
It is.
And definitely it's tough to pry your way into it, I'm sure.
It is. I mean, when you go in these big liquor stores, you see all the wines and you say, who in the world is going to drink all these wines? And it's so competitive.
Yeah.
And to pick a brand that's unknown off the shelf, it's hard for a customer to do that. They have to have some security in their purchase, and you have to do a lot of wine tastings in the stores. You have to do a lot of promotion, and it takes a number of years to even get in the door.
Well, that's what I've heard too. Is a few wineries have commented how just getting that little bit of shelf space in a liquor store. Yeah. Boy, it's hard to get it, and when you get it, you don't want to lose it ever. That's for sure. It's hard to get it back.
And all you want to do is expand it. So you want to go from say 2 or 3 wines to maybe 5 or 6, and just keep every year or so add another one.
Sure.
So it's a lot of work.
All right. Anything else, Peter?
No.
Thank you very much for your time. Peter Oughterson, Hickory Hollow Wine Cellars.